This is the meetup for People's Union of South Asia. I always get that confused. I don't know why. But today I have the wonderful Victor Irving Jenkins with me, who can almost take over and do this show by himself. And I'm tempted to let him do it. And I have someone who's very new to me helping me out using with the Zoom, Shabazz Ola. Yeah, Shabazz Ola. And we'll see how it goes. And we're going to have to learn to put a smile on his face. He's so nervous about making mistakes. And I always tell people, once you make a mistake, that's when you learn to go further. Anyway, mistakes are good. They are the stepping stones to success, Shabazz, and to everyone. Having said that, this is the People's Union of South Asia. And we have someone from South Asia now. Shabazz is from Pakistan. And you have two Americans here who are hosting the show. And we expect several more South Asians. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to start with Victor introducing himself. Then we're going to go on to Shabazz introducing himself. And we'll get this show rolling. Victor!
Okay, I am Victor Irving Jenkins. I am presently in Sacramento, California. I spend most of my time driving around doing food delivery, and I do some Bitcoin trading, which kind of gives me some money whether I do anything or not. I am a speaker. I'm a Toastmaster, and I love speaking, and I like speaking on mindset, and my mindset determines everything that happens in your life. I spend a lot of time studying about the subconscious mind and trying this and trying that. But I love people, and my goal in life is to have everybody realize this power that they have and to utilize that power that they have to get what they want out of life. There's no reason in life not to be having a good time because, as William Shakespeare says, nothing is good or bad except thinking makes it so. So if thinking is going to make it so, I'm going to be thinking I'm having a good time, and I want to encourage you to have a good time.
And hearing you say that, and I'm going to have Shabazz talk in a moment. I just listened to a Abraham Hicks tape where she says, or he says, I always get confused with Abraham Hicks, but the whole thing that was being discussed was that if we decide to feel good, our world becomes good. And if we decide to feel bad, that's what our world becomes. So we have a very young new person with us today. And I think we can stay on that topic, but we're going to keep it a little, not real deep, but the basics. And I'd like Shabazz to introduce himself now, because I'm very anxious for people to get to know him and also for me to hear how he speaks on camera.
Hi, my name is Shabazz. I am 20 years old. I'm currently studying at a university, and one of my hobbies are football and graphic designing. I spend most of the time designing, and I think that's it.
Okay, so turn off your video. No, not your video. Turn off your Facebook page. You can't be in Facebook and be here at the same time.
Okay. You want me to turn on my Facebook page?
No, turn it off. Make sure you're not at Facebook.
Okay.
Okay. And I want you to keep your mic on because you're a part of the panel here. You're an important part. But make sure you have your Facebook page closed, completely out of Facebook. Okay, great. Victor, do you want to coach him on this a little and help him? Let's help him grow with his mindset. And I
Okay.
know a better person to talk to him about that than you.
Okay. First of all, from the time you were born, you've had all this data that was placed in your mind. Everything around, actually, from the time you got conceived, everything around you was being deposited into your subconscious mind. Now, when you are young and you don't have a will of your own, you just have to take everything that's given to you, and that's kind of how you develop the basis of your personality. As you grow, 5, 6, 7, 10, 11 years old, you start getting an idea that you're different from the rest of the world, and you start thinking of yourself a certain way. When you're a child, your parents and the people around you, they're always telling you what to do, but your urges and your impulses, the thing that you want to do, is sort of different from what they're telling you to do. So in the midst of all of that, you get to see yourself as somebody that's having a good time or somebody that's having a bad time. Most of the time, when we're younger, we think we're not having that good a time because that's what's been placed into us. Stop doing that. Don't do this. Do that. Don't do that. And so a person your age is just kind of getting into the realm of who they really are. I want to tell you that from this moment on, you invest your time and energy in thinking well of yourself, because thinking well of yourself creates your self image. And the thing that's not very well known, that I believe is actually true, is that from your self image, everything else emanates in your life from how you see yourself. If you see yourself as a person that's got
Do me a favor. You're talking to young people and old people. Just go very, very
okay,
and
basic.
very simply
Okay,
into
like for instance, you'll know if you're thinking good thoughts because you'll feel good. Pretty simple, right? Now, you know when you feel good. I don't know when you feel good. But if you're not feeling good, it's probably because of something that you're thinking. So think something different. You could think, I'm good looking. That's pretty basic, right? And it doesn't really matter what you look like. If you think you're good looking, you're going to feel good. Do you understand that, Shabazz? You're going to
Yeah,
feel good. Yeah. And if you think, oh, wow, I'm smart. If you think that you're smart, you're going to feel good. And the way all this interacts is all this is interwoven is that when you feel good, you do good. You do good things, right? And when you do good things, then good things come back to you. So, in a sense, the way that you think determines your whole life. Because if you don't feel like doing anything, you're probably not going to do anything. And I find that I feel really generous, I feel really accepting when I feel good. So I make it a point to feel good every chance that I get. And one of the ways I feel good is to just think, I'm smart. I think people like me. I think I like people. So your mindset really determines the whole course of your life. Now, Shabazz, I've been talking for about 5 or 10 minutes, and I've been sharing thoughts with you. I'm interested in your reaction to the stuff that I've said.
I think what you said is actually really nice and right. And I should really focus on my thoughts and thinking, having good thoughts. And what else? And I guess that's it.
Okay,
okay.
so
Let me ask him a question. What do you consider a good thought when you start the day? What makes you happy? What is a good thought?
Like like Victor said that I should feel good about myself and the things that I do. I should think that I'm smart and actually apply to it.
Okay. Continue.
Okay, go on. So, say for instance, you said you are a graphic designer. What got you interested in doing that? Obviously, that makes you feel good. That's why you do it. But how does that all begin, Shabazz?
From watching cartoons and stuff like that. So it interested me in animation and all this stuff. So I got really interested in it. So I started designing these things, these cartoons and everything that I seek my interest in.
So, you think people appreciate cartoons in general?
I mean, um, no, but like it can, like you can be interested in it.
See, like take something like ice cream, right?
Yeah.
Soon as your tongue touches ice cream, you're interested in ice cream. You like it, right?
Yes.
So if you're watching a cartoon, there's something about a cartoon that kind of gets people excited or gets people interested. Apart from the movement, the fact that they move, and the cartoons I looked at, there was always a lot of getting hit in the head, falling off of a cliff. What do you like best about cartoons?
The way that they are designed, that I think, um, like basically the what attracted me as a kid was actually the colors and everything, the story and all uh, the plot. To be honest,
If someone gave you the platform, how long do you think you could talk about cartoons?
not much.
Ah, well, then I guess we'll have to take a few moments now. The cartoons that I grew up with is different from the cartoons that you grew up with. Like the concept of adult cartoons is kind of foreign to me because I've always looked at cartoons as entertainment for children. How would you contrast the adult cartoons from the children's cartoons? Or would you contrast them at all?
I think that there's a lot of difference between adult cartoons and children cartoons. The children cartoons mainly focus on the kids and how they should be entertained, and the adult cartoons are basically the whole story and better animation and all the better content.
Right. I was about to. Now, my next question was about what's the difference between animation and cartoons?
The animation and cartoons. Um, are there any difference though?
No, no, that's my question because as far as I'm concerned, cartoons are cartoons. Animations are, I guess, drawings of people doing things, whereas cartoons, they don't have to have any basis in reality at all.
Um, the
I mean, animation may have a story just like a movie or a television
yeah,
program. Cartoons don't have to.
yeah, you're right.
Like, have you ever seen The Roadrunner?
Yeah, I did.
Cartoons are for laughing, and
You're right.
Roadrunner makes me laugh. Bugs Bunny makes me laugh. I don't know how you can improve on those things, but if you had to choose between animation and cartoons, what would you choose to work on as a graphic designer?
Animations.
Animation. Like, could you animate a guy like me?
I probably could.
What would I look like then?
Um, what would you look like? You kind of look like a Green Lantern. There's one of the Green Lanterns.
Okay. All right.
He did something great. He is smiling now.
We're talking about his forte.
I know. And what is your favorite animation that you like?
Naruto. That's a Japanese animation.
It's a what animation?
It's a Japanese animation.
Oh, okay. Do you like Disney? Sorry, I'll let you talk again in a second. What about Disney animations?
I watch Disney animation too.
What's your favorite?
Disney animation. What will be my favorite? Probably Shrek.
What do you like about Shrek? Shrek's a good one. I like Shrek.
I mean, it's nice to watch. Kind of funny.
Okay, what's your favorite part in Shrek?
Where he turned into a human and the donkey turned into a horse.
Oh, I don't remember that. Tell me about it.
I think it was on the third part or something. It's where he turned into a human with the magic, and then he was trying to find a way to turn back.
Did he?
Yeah, he did in the end, of course.
Do you like Shrek, Vincent? Victor? I'm changing his name.
That would be a no, Bob. in fact, I don't think I saw where Shrek became an actual person. I saw Shrek once, I think, because my wife enjoyed that sort of thing, and I was watching Shrek. But cartoons are going to be like Bugs Bunny, Who Framed Roger Rabbit. I don't know if you've seen that one.
Did you see Who Framed Roger Rabbit, Shabazz?
No, I don't think so.
Is it on YouTube now?
It ought to be. It's been around for several years. That was a cartoon interface with real actors and actresses, but Jessica Rabbit is hard to forget.
Tell him why.
Jessica Rabbit.
For a man or a boy, the ladies may have a different perspective on it.
Jessica Rabbit was a cartoon woman, and she was the quintessential, the stereotype of what many men look for in a woman. She had a soft voice, and she moved real smoothly, and she had on a lot of makeup, and she would be what a lot of us guys would call a bad girl, right? And one of the lines that she said in the movie was, I'm not bad, I'm just drawn that way. Like somebody drew her. And drawn is an English word that has two meanings. It actually means to draw something with a pencil, or it means to attract something. When you draw something to you, you attract it to you. So when she says, I'm not bad, I'm just drawn that way, that was a pretty funny line. But Jessica Rabbit was a real attractive cartoon, and the Roger Rabbit, the main character, he was a goofball. And everybody wonders how goofballs end up with pretty women, but that's what the movie was about. Hello, Huang.
Hello.
How are you?
Carla and everyone. I'm good. Thank you for
Meet
asking. How about you?
better than I was, not as good as I'm going to be. Say hello to Shabazz.
Shabazz.
Hello.
Sapa. Hello, how are you?
I'm good. What about you?
I'm good. Where are you from, Sabah?
Pakistan.
Oh, Pakistan. It's the first time I met you.
Yeah, me too.
And hopefully you will be seeing a lot of him in the coming
Really? I hope so.
But Huang, I want to warn you, he just never shuts up. He talks so much. He takes over the entire conversation. You can't get a word in edgewise because he's always talking. Look at him. He just won't stop talking. Actually, it's just the opposite. I was just trying to make him smile because he has such a great smile. He's a little youngster. He's a little shy, but we'll fix that. We were talking about what his love is. He likes animation, so we were talking about cartoons and such. Now, Huang, do you enjoy cartoons?
Yes, I love cartoon.
You have a favorite one?
Excuse me. Let me stop you for one moment, and then Huang can answer that question. People are asking how to get here. The link for the Zoom is above here. It's not very hard, but you need to look for it. It's right above the pictures. And I also put it in the chat how to join. So just click on that and join us. We're waiting for you to be a part of this conversation. And Huang, we want to see your face. There she was. There she is. She was hiding for a moment. Okay, Victor, go on.
I like the graphic that you have behind you, Huang. What about you, Shabazz? What do you think of that graphic? Let's take a look at it again, Huang. You see it?
It's a great.
I'm really into. I'm a big fan of. I'm fond of. Can you see it, Shabazz? Those are all good conversation. Those are conversation starters right there. So someone was to ask you, says, so Huang, what are you really into?
I'm really into teaching and talking with people, supporting people, especially my students and people around me. I really want to give a positive affection. So that's why I keep improving myself. Yeah, to be qualified enough to support them.
And what about you, Shabazz? What are you really into? We know you like
graphic designer.
Graphic design, but what else do you like when you're not working? What is your fun thing?
I like to play sports.
Facebook, great.
I thought he said play sports. Play sports.
What sport?
Football.
Now, your football.
Yeah, my football is your soccer.
We call it soccer, you call it football, but it's the same thing, isn't it? The rules are the same.
Yeah, it's practically the same. It's just the name is changed.
Okay. And then you have, I am a big what? I am a big
fan. I'm a big fan of.
Who are you a big fan of, Huang? We want to see your face. We'll come back to it. Who are you a big fan of, Huang?
Actually, I'm a big fan of my teachers. She is my great models and great inspirational person for me. Yeah, to become a teacher, to follow my career and occupation right now.
Now, what teacher are you a fan of?
She was my teacher when I was at school, high school. She helped me to improve my weakness. I mean, my subject, mathematics. Yeah, I can say it like that. Because I just love studying literature and other subjects like histories, but because of my national entrance exams, so I have to focus on math. I needed to improve mathematics, so she has helped me a lot.
Great. Who are you a big fan of, Shabazz? We can't hear you. I told you to keep that mic open.
Probably a big fan of Messi. He's a football player.
Why do you like him?
He plays good, and that's it. He plays good.
Okay. Victor,
Yes.
who are you a big fan of?
Well, I don't know if it's a who as so much as it's a what, and I'm a big fan of the moment, typically the moment that I'm in. And at the moment, I'm a big fan of The Wizard of Oz. That's what I'm thinking about. Has everyone here seen the movie The Wizard of Oz?
Yes,
Shabazz, have you seen it?
I did.
Huang, have you seen The Wizard of Oz? Huang?
Hello, can you come again, please?
I said, have you seen the movie The Wizard of Oz?
No, I haven't seen. I haven't watched it.
The Wizard of Oz is a movie that's been around probably 50 or 60 years. And basically, this young girl is at home and she's unhappy and she wants this, some mean old lady in the neighborhood threatened to hurt her dog and she wanted to get away from it all. Well, the movie takes place, you don't know that she's dreaming until the end of the movie. Because in the movie, her and 4 other characters, they are going to this magical, mystical place called Emerald City. And when they get there, they're supposed to get everything that they need. And different people, different characters needed different things. But the thing that gets me excited about it is that when it's all said and done, when they have accomplished all that they want to accomplish, they have overcome all the obstacles that they want to overcome, and they actually get to Emerald City to see the wizard. Come to find out, the wizard is a mirage. The wizard just basically poofs and goes away, and the thing that they had placed so much value on, which was finding the wizard, turned out to be unnecessary. And all of the things that they wanted in their lives, all of the things that they all wanted to occur, they already had. And I'm a big fan of that movie because it helps me understand that the only problem that I have, the only problem that anyone has, is the awareness of the fact that we have everything that we need. And so anybody that I get in a conversation with for more than 20 seconds, I'm going to say something like that. That's going to be something along the lines of what I talk about. And most people, I think, make it, they think it's good news when they find out, really, you mean I can do that? And so I make it a big deal to give people good news, because when you give them that good news, they get a little more active. And just listening to me, Wong, from what I just said, I'm sure that resonates with you to some degree, doesn't it?
Come on.
Yes, so your movies, you are mentioning about the movie, right? Wisdom.
Right.
About wisdom. So please send
The
please send the
Wizard
link.
of Oz.
I want to watch it.
Huh?
That movie, please write down the name. I want to check it.
Okay, okay. I don't know if I've said this before, but my goal in life is to have people say to me, tell me, Victor, what do you think? Because when people ask me what I think, I get to tell them what I think. So I'm going to write the name of the movie in the chat, okay?
I'm actually sending it to her now.
Okay.
But Victor, what is your big thing? What are you a fan of?
I just spent 5 minutes telling you about I'm a fan in the moment, and right now I'm thinking about The Wizard of Oz.
Okay. What's your favorite movie of all time?
Of all time, it changes from 1 minute to the next, but I think it would probably be a movie called Pulp Fiction.
Okay, tell me about it. I've heard of the movie, I never saw it.
Pulp Fiction will not by any means be a movie I would say is a good movie. The reason that Pulp Fiction resonates with me is that it depicts a side of life that's very foreign to me. Now, certainly, movies can teach me something, movies can get me educated, movies can get me informed, but the reason I watch movies is to be entertained. And movies that pretty much resonate with me and my lifestyle, and they talk about things that I do every day, are not that entertaining. But the seedy side of life in Pulp Fiction is a movie that's composed of different vignettes about different facets of life. You got one vignette that's about two gangsters who are assassins. You got another vignette about a boxer who is over the hill, but he still wants to make it big. And you got another segment about a person who is a gangster who is married to a beautiful woman. And you have another segment of two people who are committing robbery in a coffee shop. So the guy that created this movie, it's a bit edgy, and he puts it together on purpose, but it really engages me in looking at how the other side lives. That's what makes it interesting to me, and that's what makes it my all-time movie, all-time favorite. And the reason that you could tell it's my all-time favorite is that if you're watching TV like some of us do and we're flipping through the channel, if Pulp Fiction is one of the channels that I flip through, chances are I'm going to stop and watch a little bit of it because it is so entertaining.
Okay. So what's your favorite movie, Shabazz?
It changes, like we just said, but for now it's Black Panther.
Well, I vote Black Panther.
He's one of my favorite heroes in Marvel, and I like it was a good movie. It piqued my interest.
One interest.
Can you repeat again?
What was it that kept your interest? And that's very good because you asked me to repeat instead of just talking. Excellent.
Okay, what piqued my interest in that movie? It was about how a closed country opened up to the rest of the world with their, what was it called? Vibranium. It was something that their country had. So first was that, what piqued my interest was, what do you say? It's like I was waiting for that movie, and it was one of my favorite characters. I don't know what actually piqued my interest, except that he was my favorite character.
Do movies usually keep your interest?
Sorry?
Do movies usually keep your interest?
Yeah, they do. Every hero movie.
Okay.
Superhero movie.
I tend to lose interest in movies very, very quickly. So I just, maybe it's, if I go to a movie and I'm actually watching it in the theater, I will stay focused. But if I go to a movie and I'm not watching it in the theater and there's other things going on, like my cat goes crazy and starts running around and yelling, yeah, 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 I'm gone. Or if someone calls me, I won't say, oh, I'm watching a movie. I'll talk to them. So that's me, which I know is not the best thing to do at times, but it is what I do. What about you, Hoang? What's your favorite movie of all time? And it better, let's say English movies so we know what you're talking about. Huang, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
What's your favorite movie?
Oh, my favorite movies, I can say, the last movie I have seen, Aquaman.
What is it? Say it
It's
again.
Aquaman. Aquaman.
Ah, what was I heard about it? I never saw it. Tell me about it.
Aquaman is a superhero. He can save this planet, this world, to fight against evil devils who want to kill and destroy this world as well. So it's this Aquaman. And also when a star is born, yeah, from Lady Gaga.
Now, wasn't that a Barbara Streisand movie? Was Barbara Streisand in that movie?
I'll take that one. Barbara Streisand was in a remake about 30 years ago. Just recently, Lady Gaga took the Barbara Streisand role.
Oh, was it good?
I thought it was average, but Lady Gaga got some good reviews. They said that she was very much out of her element, because if you know Lady Gaga, you know she's off the beaten track and she's not really what they call mainstream. But in this movie, she did a pretty decent job of reprising the role that Barbara Streisand did many years ago.
I know the Barbara Streisand version.
And Barbara Streisand wasn't the first version of the movie. The first version, I think, was Janet Gaynor and Frederick somebody years and years ago. But it's a great theme. It's a wonderful theme for a movie, and probably, I could probably play the lead in that movie. It was so well written.
You could play the lead?
Well, yeah, because the guy who was jealous of his wife's success, the guy who never quite got to where he wanted to be at, and he had to live in his wife's shadow, and eventually he killed himself drinking too much and had a wreck in the Chris Christopherson version. The other versions, I forgot what he did, but it was one of those fatalistic movies where the guy, he was holding her back, stopping her from being the best that she could be, because she loved him. And you probably have heard stories of women who loved men that were going nowhere, and the woman didn't really get as far ahead in life as she could have, because she was stuck loving this guy who was a bum.
Well, that sort of happened with Lucille Ball, but she moved on. Anyway.
And the woman typically moves on in such a story. Some people think that happened to Hillary Clinton. They think that she was a better politician than her husband was.
Let's not get into that. But she at least forget it.
Okay. But you get the idea, and yeah. It seems like a natural occurrence, since many of us men, we see women as the weaker vessel, and society at large sometimes thinks that if a man does something, it's different from when a woman does something. So it seems mighty natural for a woman to be held back by a guy who's supposed to be the leader, who's supposed to be the big dog, but he turns out to be a mouse, a rat.
Yeah, I'm not interested in ratty men.
Neither are ratty men. But they say that this is a man's world, but it wouldn't be nothing without a woman. And kind of, the women sort of believe that sometimes, because they want a man in their life, and if they have a special gift that they have brought to the world, sometimes the fact that they will want a man in their life might get to be a hassle for them, because that distracts them from what their real purpose is. And that may be a cultural thing, but that's certainly something that I have seen during the course of my life.
I think we've all seen that. Anyway,
not for Huang though. Huang is going for it, and she's doing her thing.
But how many years did it take long to begin going for it? How long have you been going for it and not being put down? Because isn't that true in Vietnam that many women do not go forward because they're held back by a man? Just curious. I'm not putting your culture down. It happens in the United States too.
Yeah, Carla, that's it's kind of I don't know about culture or traditions. So all women here, they accept their fate. I can say they don't want to move ahead just because of they want to arrange and take care of their family, their children. They don't want to move ahead with their promotion or their position in the society, you know. So they want men become more powerful in a society. But right now, I can see that in our society, they want to balance both men and women. I mean, gender equality.
Now, are you seeing that happen in Vietnam?
Yes, I have seen that. And even, you know, I can say some problem with family violence. I can say women always, they accept it. They don't want to announce. They don't want to disclose their problem. I hate that. So when you have something unhappy, you should like raise your voice to ask for the right, like that. But for example, my mom as well, she doesn't want to to disclose or to inform any information about her private life. But sometimes I think that's not good when you always keep like secret, and you want like brush the like a, how can I say, the suffering for long time, right? So one day it's been explode. I mean, it's not good, right? So we should share, we should raise our voice, and we should protect ourselves, our life as well. Don't accept before men, even they are stronger, but in other aspect, I think both men and women, we are equal and fair, right?
I agree. And there are things that men are better at, and there are things that women are better about, and you take it individually. There's women who are great car mechanics. I'm not one of them. I wish I was at times.
And there are men who are awful car mechanics, and I am one of them.
Right. And not only that, there are men who are supposed to be great leaders, but some are more followers, and they need their wife to push them forward, like the person you mentioned earlier.
who shall remain nameless for the moment.
I'm not sure that she's really nameless. They probably know. But it's true. You know, what do you think? In Pakistan, men are dominant. How do you feel about a woman being a leader? I probably shouldn't be asking you this.
I wouldn't mind
okay.
I wouldn't mind if a woman is a leader at my country. And what I've been taught is that the gender equality should be given to both men and women.
Great. So you are a more open-minded young man.
Yeah, that would be it.
Okay. Wei Lin, show your face and say hello. Introduce yourself. I hope everyone has been sharing this out on their timeline and people know that we're here. Waylon, say hello. And
Hello.
introduce yourself.
Hello. Hello. Nice to meet you, Carla, and other participants.
Okay, introduce yourself. There are people here who do not
Yeah.
know you.
Some people here know me, but
No,
other people.
Waylon, stop for a moment. When you
Yes.
come to my shows, they are seen by people all around the world.
Yeah.
The whole world does not know you. So
Okay.
when you come here, it's very, very important. Or anywhere you go. You don't say, oh, everyone knows me.
Yeah. Yeah.
Who I am. It's very important. And that's anywhere you go. I know you don't know Shabazz. You probably have met Victor, and I know you know Halong and you know me, but that doesn't mean you know everyone watching. I don't know everyone watching, let alone everyone. Okay, introduce.
Okay. Sorry.
No, you need to turn off your Facebook page.
No, that was me. That was me.
Oh, okay. Then mute your phone. Okay, go on, Waylon. That was my mistake.
As first, I would like to introduce myself. I'm Willing. I am from Myanmar. I'm working for the ministry. I'm working for the. I am now working at the statistical office. And nice to meet you all. Thank you.
What have you been doing today, Waylon?
Now I'm at home all day.
Okay. We've been talking about movies. Could you tell me your favorite movie?
Yes. There are a lot of movie I watch for a long time. Among them, my favorite movie is The Mule. The Mule.
The Mule?
Yes.
What is
Clint Eastwood? Clint Eastwood?
Yesterday, I watched this movie.
No, what is your favorite movie? And
Yeah.
Victor wanted to talk to you about that. Victor, go ahead.
Are you talking about the movie that Clint Eastwood was in?
The movie name is The Mule. He carried drug. He carried drug at narcotic drug. He is an old man. He has a family, but he don't kill his family. He kill to get money. When he have a lot of plenty of money, he play with the other woman, other lady at night. One day, his from he and how to say his daughter was born a child. How to say? Grandchildren. his daughter celebrate her the wedding. He came to the wedding for his daughter, but his wife denied to see his husband the movie. Um, but he don't care. He don't care his wife. His wife denied. Uh, as very often he carried the dress. Cooperation with the burglar. Trying burglar, but man. Finally, when his wife nearly dead at the hospital, his grandchild called him to see his wife at the hospital. He came to his wife. He saw his wife. They are talking each other before his wife death. The final of the movie, he arrested by the police. And then he finally he lived in the jail. This is my movie I like.
Well, that sounds like the same movie I'm thinking about. It sounds like a Clint Eastwood movie. Now, I was saying earlier how the movies I watch are so different from my everyday life, and that's what makes it appealing to me. Now, this particular movie, have you seen other movies like this? Why? Have you seen other movies sort of like this one where an average person turns himself into a criminal?
Yes.
You want to talk about that particular movie?
Yes. I have watched several movies when a good people, but because some incidents in life, so they turn into criminals and bad people. So, yep, with the help from society, from people around him, so they help him to get back to the normal life.
Can you think of one?
Especially related to, drug abuse. That's a bad thing. It happened everywhere, but especially in developing countries, societies. Yeah, so because, keep changing so fast. That's a Vietnamese movie, That's here like some parents, some family, they have gained money very quickly because some industrial zone, they set up their office, their headquarters here. So they will give money for the household to get the land, right? And facility to set up that. So they become rich very quickly and they don't know how to use their money properly. So they give money to their children and their children also use money in the wrong way and with their friends as well. So yeah, they become criminals when using drugs, and also some other incidents in life when their family like crash and their family break. Yep. So because of their parents is not smooth enough, so they face some problem like that, so they want to destroy their life. Yeah, even they 18 or 20 years old, but they are not mature enough. So that's why that's problem, social problem, right?
Right. And there are also movies where criminals, bad people, are made to look as though they had some sort of a conversion where they changed. When somebody who was an assassin might turn into be a nice person, or someone who is a multi-generational criminal might decide to change because he met a child or something. Where the bad guy turns good. Which of the two movies you think is more entertaining? The one where the person that you would expect to be horrible, where they turn into a nice person, or the one where an average person finds themselves turning into a life of crime? Shabazz, you want to take that question?
Yeah, sure. I think that movie would be more interesting where the bad guy turns into a good one, because it's more satisfying.
Then I guess the obvious question would be, are you a bad guy or a good guy?
I'm a good guy.
Are you sure?
You
Yeah,
sure?
of
She
course.
said.
Yes.
I thought so. What about you, Huang? Would you rather see the bad guy becoming the good guy or the good guy becoming the bad guy?
I prefer watching how to make people better and better. So that's why when people make mistake and something wrong in their life, but with other people help and support, they will change their life, and yes, they will become better. That's I think it's more like a moral stories, and it's also human beings. So that's kind of educating. I love that kind of movies as well. But for some reason, I also want to get to know why and what's the reason, drive them into the bad and criminal or bad guys like that to handle to solve the problem. We need to know the reason behind the curtain, so we can avoid and reduce problems in our society, right?
Right.
One of the things I believe that I have found to be true is that what we do, let's put it this way, we tend to judge ourselves on what we meant to do. So if we did something that somebody thought was bad, when we do something that somebody didn't like or that may have hurt someone, but we didn't mean to do it, we think about what we meant to do. Like, it wasn't my goal to do that. I'm sorry it happened. But when we see somebody else do something that hurts somebody or do something that's wrong, we tend to judge them on what they actually did instead of what they meant to do. And probably that happens because we know ourselves. When we think of the things, some of the crimes that people have committed, some of the movies that we have seen, the protagonist or the person who committed the crime, they probably had a good reason for doing what they did. Like, some people think that that if you're in poverty or you don't have enough to eat, that it's okay to commit a crime to feed yourself. Some people think that that's okay. So no matter how bad the crime was, if they did it to feed themselves, then we go, oh, okay, well, I understand why he did it. But if they did the crime and nobody knows why he did it, then that's a different story, right? Why? Why did you get that?
What way are you there?
Wei, can you hear us?
Or me?
Uh-huh.
He wasn't listening. Way, you forgot a rule that I have. A conversation goes two ways. One is speaking. Number two is listening.
Yeah.
And if you're not listening, what do I do?
No, away. I didn't. It's listening clear. Way. I understand. Willing. Sorry, name is a misunderstood. I misunderstood name.
Thank you for telling us that. So what should we call you? Should we call you Y or should we call you Way, or what do you want us to call you?
Waylin.
Yes.
Waylin it is.
Okay, you never told me that before. And
Okay, so Waylin,
Yeah.
as I said, we judge our actions by what we meant to do. But we look at other people's actions and we judge them on what they actually did. We don't really care why they did it. We just don't like what they did. What do you think about that, Waylin?
Action movie.
let's try that again another way.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes,
Can I try?
Absolutely.
There are two ways of looking at a movie. One movie may have the bad guy becoming the good guy. Another movie may be the good guy becoming the bad guy. Which movie do you like better?
Okay. I understand. I watch drama movie. I like watching a drama. In some drama movie, other is a bad guy. In the initial of the scene, but he when he left actress. He left when he left a girl, beautiful girl. He is a even though he is a bad guy, he will begin a good guy. What his level wants.
So you like a movie where the bad guy becomes the good guy, right?
Yeah, right.
Right. That's the answer I wanted to know. I wanted to know if you like the movie where the bad guy becomes the good guy or the good guy becomes the bad guy. And you like the movie when the bad guy becomes the good guy. Yay! Very, very good. You know, we've been here for over an hour now, and the English show starts pretty soon. So we're going to end the show now, and I will be back for the English show. Shabazz will be back for the English show, but the other guys are way too old for the English show. So they won't be back unless they have a child who wants to speak English, because you have to be 20 years old or younger. And we'll speak to you very soon. Can we all wave goodbye? Bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
You guys wait.
Bye.
We're off air.